Hello, in this video we're going to take a look at some of the changes to the control center in Quarkus 8.1. If we log into Quarkus, the first difference that we see is that there are now 3 smart links that lead to the control center instead of the previous single link. And these links, interactions, services and control center setup, take us to the respective tabs inside Control Center. So if I click on Interactions, then that leads me to the Interactions tab in Control Center. Interactions is a replacement for what was previously known as the Applications tab, and this is a way to access all of the various submissions that have come in from the different online services like Apply Online or Build Curriculum. We can also see just from this opening view of Control Center that the previous Start tab, which had a clickable graph on it, has been removed. And we'll see that that functionality is actually just moved to a different place inside Control Center. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to click on the Apply Online service, and as I previously mentioned, the clickable graph has moved. It's now shown as soon as you go into a particular service, and the data on that graph is specific to that service. So I can see that there are 877 applications that have been recorded, that there have been 143 that have been submitted. And what I can do is I can just click on any of these bars and I can see the applications that are associated with that bar. So if I click on the submitted bar here, then I get a list of all of those submitted applications. If I just go back to the graph, another thing that I can do is I can use these filters at the top here to make the graph specific to a particular course or a particular year. If I click more options in this filter, you can see that there are many different ways in which you can drill down into this view. I'm going to choose the archaeology course here, and I'm going to click filter, and what this will do is show the various online applications that relate to the Archaeology 2010 course. So this view can be very powerful if you are working for a particular office or department and you have responsibility for processing the applications for a particular course. You can go straight to this graph and you can see how many applications have been recorded, submitted, validated, etc. And then you can go in and you can process any of these outstanding applications that require processing. So if I want to, I can just I can click on the submitted bar here, and I can take a look at the 7 different online applications that have come in through the Apply Online service for the Archaeology 2010 course. We're now going to take a look at another new feature in the Quarkus 8.1 Control Center, and that's the ability to fine-tune workflows for a particular service to meet the needs of your organization in a really precise way. If I click on the Services tab and then go into a particular service, on the face of it, it looks fairly similar to the 8.02 version of Quarkus. But if we go into Settings and then we go into Workflow, we'll see that on the right here in the task list, there are 2 new options, Configure Actions and Configure Statuses. And what they do is allow us to add our own custom statuses, and here are some examples, and our own custom actions to the workflow, and then chain them together in pretty much any sequence that we want to. In addition, you can associate actions with particular LDAP roles. So that means that if you have an action like approve application, you probably want that particular action to be confined to a authorized group of people. You don't want anybody to be able to approve an application. And so if we look at configure actions and then we click create, we can see that we have an LDAP role field here, which allows us to associate any new action that we're going to create with an LDAP role. And the final change that we're going to look at in the Quarkus 8.1 Control Center is the Setup tab. And previously this consisted of just a couple of lists of options, text lists. These have now been replaced by these much more memorable icons, and that should just make it easier to be able to locate a particular service. And you'll find that throughout Quarkus now we are using a common set of symbols and icons to make particular services more distinct and easier to identify. And that concludes our look at the new features in Quarkus 8.1 Control Center. Thank you.